Morning, YouTube. It's the next morning now. Worked well into the dark on the hood. Got the metal bars up there. Thing liners actually fit right by the hinge. They kind of overlap it. So, which is actually good because that means the hinges give it a little extra support too once they get that bolted down. And it does straighten that hood slap up. So once I get it bolted and wheel stepping, I definitely though got to replace both hinges. Passenger side is shot. Driver side I might be able to actually get by with. So if I have to buy just one for now, I can get by with it. But that passenger side ones, I had to struggle to get that thing to go down. Now, got some stuff I need to do today. I really need to finish. Well, I started drilling the holes, and my cordless drill battery went dead, and I don't know where I put the charger. It's somewhere in my room. I do know that. I just don't remember where I put it. I've cleaned things up and mislocated it somewhere. I do have other drills, and there's one that I'm really trying to find where I put it, and I don't remember where I put it, which is a cord drill. It's a pretty good sized drill. It'd definitely be able to do the job. That's a little crooked, I just noticed that. But I haven't been able to figure out where I put it. Turn the heat on, it's a little chilly this morning. It's finally starting to warm up, yet it's still getting cold in the mornings. And I don't know if you can tell by the way it looks around me. It is raining. It ain't raining hard. It's kind of a sprinkle. So that's good, because there is some stuff that I need to do today. I can either find my drill or maybe even give me a cheap one to use or borrow or whatever. I can go ahead and finish the hose, drill it, boat it up. I'll probably get some better boats because the ones I have on there are long. I got a few left in a big old box thing that I bought that had different boat sizes and stuff. Don't know if I have the right type I need, so I can run to a hardware store, get a bunch, or somewheres. I'll decide on that later on today, probably. There's a few other vehicles I also need to work on. Got a PT Cruiser, 2004. Needs a valve cover gasket. They got the gasket the other day, and now it's raining, so I doubt I'll be able to get it on today. Hopefully I can do it tomorrow, because they said it's a slim chance of rain. Maybe I can get something covered up. I don't know if I have much time, because I gotta go run go get that gas tank. It's close, but not close. Or at least not close from where I'm going to be here in a little bit, because I am going to eat, which is actually really close to the house, but it is to the next county over. And then again, I go through 2 other counties just to get to work. Even though that ain't but a 15 mile drive, so. Let's see. Torque converter boats is checking on the shipment. it should definitely ride today, so they said it's going to ride on this day. Apparently they were correct. It's just the way things has been shipped up here lately. I'm getting a little concerned about. Except for this was coming from the state down below me, so, which is weird how it would take between 3 to 4 days to get to me from a state just below me, and yet in less than 2 days I haven't even seen it come as quick as a day from all the way from the other country, all the way to the other side of the United States. I live on the East Coast. I've seen it come from California and be there in a day, 2 days at the max. It also depends on how it's shipped and stuff like that. It can be up to 3 or 4 days, but it's usually always, they'll say it'll take about a week so to get there, and I've had it in 2 or 3 days. All the way down below me though, it takes 4 days at least to get to me. I mean, it's it's something I'm really looking forward to getting, but it's nothing that's in a big hurry to get because I still got some of these things else to do on the truck. And hopefully yesterday my video looked a little better. I actually got a editing program for my phone. I had to delete a few things to add it. Still a few things I was trying to edit. Those parts I was trying to edit out, and oh my goodness, I had to reverse that because all of a sudden it went back, and I think there's one point where all of a sudden you can tell the sound and my lips did not go together. So I don't know. I gotta learn on that program. I mean, taking pictures and doing videos, I love doing now as a hobby. I never edited much, so all this is still new to me. It's definitely a learning curve, so hopefully I'll get things figured out. Let's see, what else do I need to do today? Believe me, I don't know. Oh, talking about the PT Cruiser, there is about them getting the valve cover gasket. There's also one other thing that I'm having to do, so I may be able to do that as a video too. And that's the power steering belt had broke. Said that all of a sudden they didn't have much steering. I had a suspicion as soon as they said that. Because the first time I was asking if they checked the power steering fluid, and they said it was full. I was like, I'll look at it, which I already pretty much had an idea what was the problem, and sure enough it was just a belt broke. I know I say just a belt broke, but it is kind of hard to steer some. Now I have had some vehicles though that had power steering that felt a lot better without the power steering belt than it did with it. I don't know why. I guess it's the way the steering column was set up on the vehicle. It just, you had more control while the power steering it felt loose, I guess, or I don't know exactly how you explain it past that. And a few little places I want to stop today though. I don't know if I'll have time to do, depending on the weather right now. Right now it's, I don't know, it must have rained, which I was sleeping good. So I woke up a little bit later than what I normally do on the weekends. And that's usually it because of it being raining. Let's see, what else do I need to do today? I'll have to go get me something to actually put in my car to get the gas tank, because my truck's down because I'm putting the motor in it. Put the motor in it because the motor blew up on me in the first place. Which those new to this that don't really understand what's going on with my 78 C10, I'll give a little update of what brought all this on. Brought up my lady a couple of years ago, probably a little over 2 years, 2.5 years, something like that. I think I bought it from on Father's Day or something like that. I can't exactly remember. Because he'd been trying to sell it. I had several people going in there. I actually wanted the truck. It's a rough looking truck, but I always wanted the truck because I'm like, man, that's something I could actually work on and don't have to worry about messing up because it's already in, this much shape. I know it's not bad, it's just rough. It's hard to explain what that means without seeing it. Look at some of the videos, you'll see part of it, especially that side view, how dirty it is, but it wasn't that dirty. I do need to clean it. It's just been sitting there, and the area is kind of dirty because it's in between the camper. And the other side is a storage unit that used to be a rabbit pen that was gave. So, kind of use it as a storage shed thing, hold stuff. Because it's over at my parents' house, so it's not my house. That's where that area that really didn't get out of their way, so they can use that area for their own parking or whatever they're going to do. That's the reason I was glad to get the truck up and out of their way. But I have no room to put it other than there. But anyway, I drove it, and I bought the truck from him the whole time thinking it was a 350 because when he bought it, I remember when he bought it, and the guy told him it was a 350. I've done some tune-up on it for him, and just a little tune-up stuff, I guess, off the 305 and the 350 is very similar. There's just some other things that won't work. But anyway, I was getting ready to do some tuning. I think I changed plugs. I cleaned the carburetor. That's when, and I was trying to find out why my temperature gauge wasn't working. I figured I'm gonna check the wiring first, and sure enough, when I checked it, the figure out what this guy's trying to do. Anyway, there was a skeleton remain of a squirrel where the squirrel was eating at the wire. So sometime when it was getting cranked, it got a good volt of electricity and it got electrocuted. I don't know how long this thing been in it because I mean it's complete electrical body. Cleaning up the old mess of the hair. The hair was matted to the grease that went onto the motor. So that was clean up, or that was a mess to clean up. But let's see. So I cleaned it up. I have changed plugs and wires on it before. Now I was getting ready to do some updates. The only thing that I never thought about doing, and I kind of think it's a dum-dum for me. I didn't think about doing it because it didn't get drove much. They never drove it that much. Guy, they got to put the transmission in. He let his son do it. He broke the downshift cable where it goes inside. So that thing will leak out transmission fluid from it, which I was able to fix. And the speed sensor after I fixed that, the speedometer never did work when I had it. I know it worked with him, and he said it still was working when they sold it. But of course, I don't think he drove it any before. I guess it's been about 3 years since it even been driven. It been crunk several times, so that part been standing there. But getting back to what I was trying to say is, never did think about changing the oil. I check it. I mean, it looked like it was ready to be changed, so I have planned on changing it at a certain point in time. I think it was just about to start getting winter, and I was like, need to get it done before winter. But I was doing other stuff and going to work, and one of the hoses popped loose, and locked down. Didn't lock up, it just locked down. So after it cooled down, I was able to turn over. Already got it crunk. Got it home. And I noticed every now and then before that though, I see telltales of white smoke. So I figured there's a few rings that's going to end up being that's probably getting burnt, ready for a rebuild anyway. So I was planning on rebuilding the motor when I could. I needed to make sure I had to build a engine's transmission, but this one kind of popped loose or went out a little bit sooner than what I thought. And it was then when I turned it down to get ready to rebuild, I seen how bad the oil was and gunked up. I was like, Lord, when's this thing been changed last? So I asked my daddy when last time he changed it. Whole time he had that truck, he never changed oil. Never knowed it. He never drove it much, but he never did change it. So, yeah, that oil was way past due. So, that's one of the reasons why it wore down the way it did. And me driving it just helped break things down. So, I was getting ready to rebuild it since it was a 350. I was just going to rebuild it back stock. Bought the stuff for it. Want to tore it down. So I bought just a basic rebuild kit. Then when I was turning it down, I noticed one of the pistons was kind of burnt on the corner, which is one I could tell the smoke. The side of the smoke was coming from, and I had suspicions that one of them was bad, but I didn't think it was the piston. So I just went ahead and ordered a used piston. I figured, well, I'll just replace that one as I'm going. Well, when my new one came in, I got looking and I noticed that there was something different between that piston and the one that was in my truck. The whole time when I was tearing this thing down, I didn't pay attention to certain things because I always thought this was a 350. I was looking at it, I was like, this can't be. So while there, put it up there, just try to see if I could even put that piston that I bought in there with no rings. It should have just flipped right in, and then I could pull it right out. Sure enough, it wouldn't go in. I was like, oh my God, this ain't a 350, this is a 305. This whole time, the guy told him it was 350, and the guy that had it, man, I know that it wasn't a 350. Then again, anybody told my daddy it was a 305, daddy thought he said 350. I know when he came home with it, he said he had a 350. A lot of those do come out with 350s. There are some that came out with 305s. I think a lot of the standard ones came out with 305s. So anyway, I had to order another rebuild kit for the 305, and while I was waiting on it to come in, I kept talking to Wario that I'd like to have a 350 in it. Well, it just so happens one of the friends at work, his nephew's daughter just put another motor in her Monte Carlo because the crank, somehow the crank broke inside her. We got some ideas of why. She likes to do a little street racing on the weekends. Not her herself, but she lets other people use her car to do it. And we think that's what might happen, but she says no, that wasn't what happened. Not a lot of damage done to it, but anyway, it was a great price for the 350. I got it, broke it down. I did not have an engine stand though when I was putting it back together. So I was like, I put what I could on there with it on the engine hoist. I was like, well, I got 2 pistons left. I'll set it in the truck. Just set it in there, don't bolt it down, and use it as a motor mount or brace stand to help put the other 2 in there. So I had to turn the crank to be able to line the piston rods up where I could put the other 2 in, and as soon as I turned it just a little bit, it locked up. Now, when you're rebuilding, put new rings on there, you should always check the rings inside each one of the valleys to make sure that they are the correct size. Well, I was checking a few of them. I was like, wow, these things, I don't even have to trim or nothing. So I kind of went a little overboard, and I started putting them all in there. And I think that was one which I believe there was one which is one of them that kind of got rammed up hard where the crank broke. It did push the piston rod up through the rocker arm, or the rocker rod up through it. So I think that might have been the one that I should have paid a little bit more attention to, and it might have been the one that locked up. Anyway, it's been sitting for about 1.5 years, because I've had all sorts of issues last year. Stuff coming up, not having time to be able to do anything on the truck. So the end of or the beginning of winter time, and it's getting close to tax season for this year, I was like, I'm gonna do something to that truck. I've always wanted to do a 4x4 conversion. So I was like, I'm going to look for me a 4x4 frame, because I don't have a big enough welder to actually change the 2-wheel drive frame, stiffen it up, put the axles and stuff in it, and make it. I'd love to be able to do that, but I don't have the welder and stuff to it. And I was like, the best way to do a 4x4 is to start with a 4x4. So I was going to do a 4x4 frame and put my body on it. So I was already starting to look several months before tax season, so I know around my price range of what it be, and then I can figure out my budget from there. So once I've done my taxes, I know what my budget would be to get the frame. I'd like to get a frame that actually had a running engine and transmission, transfer case, and everything on it. And I set my budget about $800. Well, I found several exactly what I'm looking for that was in the budget before that. Now that I had the money, those were already starting to be gone. And it came down, I think I had 3 that was very, very good candidates. The only thing about it was one was a state east of me, and the other was a state north of me. Going a whole state away to bring a vehicle home when you're on a tight budget. Just the towing would cost too much, and some of the friends that have stuff they could tow, that I wouldn't want them to go that far, especially in a place that I don't even know exactly where it's at. So I kept looking and looking to see if I could find one that's closer, and then all of a sudden I came across an LS motor. That's around $850, so it's $50 more. I was showing my friend at work was saying why have we get a 350. I was like, because he's wanting to put a bigger motor in his truck. Anyway, I showed him, I was like, here you, because he like to do an LS swap. Something that's not in his budget, and I never thought it would be in mine. But going down a little bit closer, lower, I came across another one that was $700 for all the harness and everything. Both of them came with a harness feeder, and this one was actually very close to where I live. I was like, I could easily get this. I waited a week or two and I kept looking. I finally decided I'm gonna give them an offer of $100 lower. I wasn't gonna go too low. I didn't want to get low. No. So I offered him $600. I figured he probably wouldn't take it, but sure enough, he did take it. So I told him I'd be the next day to get it, and that's what I did. This engine, of course, came out of a 2001 Chevy Silverado 1500. He was going to, Jim and I bought it from, was going to put it in his 80, I think it was an 84 K10. So he's basically close to being the same idea of going from putting it into a similar body style, square body engine, or truck. Of course, mine being a lot older. It was dark by the time I got it, so I don't even know how his condition his was. Mine's probably a little bit worse for wear. Although most of it is kind of straight. It's got a crap ton of Bondo on it. I don't know who put so much Bondo, so I am having to replace some of the bodies. Some of these I'm having to get by with one of them. The hood, of course, bent, and I've done some rigging on it, trying to do it. And this metal, angle iron, it seems like it's really going to work perfect. But the first time when I straightened out, which is the reason why it's got kind of sprayed on primer, which doesn't stick too good because of the Bondo. You can see parts of it, and I wish I had chunks of, and I am meaning chunks of the Bondo that I took off that hood, because where it folded, it started peeling off, and it was coming about that thick. And there was part of it, I was like, where I was starting to sand to see how much, and this thing had bunny, and those parts were, I sanded, and this was over, and I'm not kidding, over a half-inch thick. Bondo body filler, you only put a little thin layer. 1/8 of an inch is the most thickness you should go, and this is there's parts that was 1/2 inch. Well, my throat's starting to get a little dry from talking, and this video is a lot longer than what I was expecting it to be. I'm fixing to go in here, give me a tarp or something to put in here so I'll be able to keep my car clean. So I'm gonna have to put it on the inside. I don't think it'll ever fit in my trunk. Luckily it won't be that big of a drive, and hopefully this rain will hold off. Right now it's not doing that, and it's just cloudy. But I'm gonna go do that, and I still gotta go eat and figure out if I can get that drilled. Need to see about getting that valve cover gasket on that car. I don't know if they got power steering belt on or not, so we'll see how that goes later on. But for the meantime, I hope you enjoyed Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video.